Hello, everyone. Welcome to the 4th Annual Reuse Awards, the Reusies 2024. Yeah? My name is Julie Lammy, and I am Chief of Friend-Making and Strategic Partnerships at Upstream. We are a leading change agency for reuse, and we're accelerating a transition from the throwaway economy to one that is regenerative, circular, and equitable by normalizing reuse, growing and supporting reuse systems, and creating an enabling policy environment for reuse in US and Canada. Today, we are very excited to honor the heroes who are making reuse a reality in the US and Canada. As in previous years, we received hundreds of applications, many of them new, so we have a very good indication that the reuse movement is growing. The Community and Activist Award winners were previously chosen and announced, and we'll be featuring them today in some inspiring video segments. We've also been able to gather almost all of the 9 most innovative reuse company finalists in the room with us today, and we're pleased to welcome them. Please give them a hand. We'll be learning more about each one today, and the winners will be revealed here live. Best luck to you all. Part of our goal for this year's Reusies is to bust myths and break down barriers to reuse. Every challenge to making reuse work is surmountable. For every naysayer who claims that reuse is too hard or too expensive or that customers aren't ready, we have success stories and data that show otherwise. And critically, there's a whole movement of people surmounting these barriers, both perceived and real, including the Reusies heroes we're honoring today. So for anyone out there wondering, why reuse? We'd like to turn that question on its head and say, why not reuse? This short video breaks it down. Let's take a look.
The Great Pacific Garbage Patch.
Disturbing images of plastic
mountains of discarded clothing,
electronic waste or e-waste every year, and
This is the world we live in. Always more, always new, always disposable. We're stuck in a cycle of buy, throw away, repeat. But what if we flip the script? What if we embrace less? A world where we fix, thrift, refill, borrow, reuse. What if a delivery person picked up your empty reusable containers? What if your old sweater could be sent to a company and given a new life? Imagine a world where your recycling bin is actually a reuse bin, or checking out a reusable cup from the coffee shop isn't just a choice, but a norm. That's what a reuse future looks like.
A fundamental redesign of the way that we make and use things. Clothing, phones, packaging, cars, furniture.
So why does reuse matter? Well, here's the hard truth. Renewable energy can only cut carbon emissions by 55%. The other 45%, it's on us. We have the power and the influence to change how we produce, consume, and dispose of goods. While solar panels and wind turbines are great and all, our throwaway culture is simply not cutting it.
If we do not act now, by 2050, there will be more plastic in the ocean than fish.
Even that innocent paper coffee cup is only being used once before it ends up here. For decades. But it doesn't have to be this way. There's a better way. That's where the reuse movement comes in. Reuse isn't just a buzzword, it's a movement for systems change, reimagining the way we live and consume. It's about embracing ingenuity to give things a second, third, fourth, fifth, or 100th life. Repairing instead of tossing, conserving resources, and minimizing waste. For years, Upstream and people around the world have championed the importance of reuse. And here's the kicker. Reuse isn't just good for the planet, it's good for the economy too. It creates jobs, stimulates innovation, and it saves money.
We've seen time and time again that saving the environment and saving money go hand in hand.
A platform for people that really love vintage. For the consumer and for the small business, it was a win-win.
Since launching our plastic-free refill station for laundry detergent sheets, we've generated over $160,000.
The movement is growing. All across North America, businesses, communities, and policymakers are embracing reuse as a solution to our take-make-waste systems. Now, we still have a long way to go. That's why we need your support to keep pushing forward. If you're still on the fence about reuse, thinking it's too hard, too expensive, or won't pay off for your business, reach out, get involved. Remember, just 5 to 10 years ago, solar power seemed daunting, but look how far we've come today. Let us help you clear those doubts, overcome those barriers, and show you a better way than throwaway.
One of our goals is to leave you inspired today. I hope that was inspiring. The Reusies finalists are pioneering reuse, IRL, in real life, to pave the way for the build-out of reuse infrastructure that in the not-too-distant future will be widespread, interoperable, and available to all. That's right, that's our goal. Before we get started, I want to offer up some special thank yous to our venue host, GreenBiz, our judges and selection committees, and thank you to the Upstream team, my colleagues, who helped put together this amazing program, Ben Fordham, Vanessa Tiongson, Aaron Covey-Smith, and Stephanie Nunez. Thank you to the production team at Prince Street, David Moore and Vernon Fleming, Evelyn Tai, and Silta's creative team, Sebastian Verne, and Sarah Reeling, who are helping us produce the show for the 3rd year in a row. And now to get started, another short video introducing our amazing host.
Bryan Lewis leads the Emerging Leaders Program at greenbiz.org, which elevates, cultivates, and supports the next generation of Black, Indigenous, and other leaders of color in the climate community.
Since 2017, we've grown and curated a community of nearly 300 diverse, sustainable champions of color who are actively changing the world in which we live.
His work connects underrepresented young professionals to global leaders in the sustainability industry and builds lasting connections that bridge the gap towards a diverse and well-resourced green workforce. Prior to joining GreenBiz, Bryan served as Executive Director of EcoWorks Detroit, where he led climate and energy education, building decarbonization, and local community organizing initiatives. He has a background in youth mentorship and career development and currently leads a network of emerging clean energy leaders in Michigan.
And now, the man himself, please welcome your Reusies host, Program Manager at greenbiz.org, Bryan Lewis.
Oh my God, thank you so much. Good afternoon, everybody. I said good afternoon, everybody. All right, that's the energy I need. It's such an honor to be with you here today, and we have an incredible program. I can't wait to showcase the individuals, the communities, the businesses who are all changing hearts and opening minds about reuse, who are blazing trails with innovative reuse services, building connections, organizing, and advancing a just transition to a reusable future. But before we get started, it's day 2 of the conference. I imagine some of you all are maybe a little restless, a little tired. So I want to see if we can get the energy up real quick. And so what I'm going to ask for you all to do, and invite everyone to do who's able to do so, is for you to stand. And we about to shake it out real quick. Can I get my production crew to hit it real quick? Hey. All right, you know what I'm saying? We're going to do a quick 20-second dance break. Woo. 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 There we go. There we go. There we go. Tell me who remembers. Do you remember? Thank you all. Thank y'all. We got to get the energy right before we get started, okay? So a quick note on the schedule. The Reusies, our event here today, is broken up into 2 parts, okay? We're going to have our awards program, which is going to run for about the next hour, and we're going to be learning more about the community and activist winners and revealing the most innovative reuse company winners. We also have some special guests who are going to be coming up to the stage, including Upstream CEO Crystal Dreisbach, yeah, as well as Robin Raj, founder and executive creative director of Citizen Group and board member of the Green Sports Alliance. Really excited to have that conversation with them. Following that, going into part 2, we're going to take a short commercial break for you to stretch your legs and connect with some new folks who are here in the room today. And so finally, in part 2, we're going to enjoy a lively panel discussion with thought leaders from across multiple sectors, where we're going to find out the secret sauce to scaling circular systems. This panel is going to be moderated by Crystal, Upstream CEO, and will feature an open and engaging discussion exploring the most important ingredients needed to advance reuse. But before we dive into the awards, I want to introduce you to a group that is near and dear to my heart. They represent marginalized communities who are most affected by issues like climate change and like plastic pollution. And we need their voices in this room here today to build an equitable future. And as an emerging leader myself, I'm grateful that through GreenBiz, I've had the opportunity to foster a diverse group of sustainability professionals that truly represents the world in which we live, those who will be stepping into leadership positions of the next generation. We're talking about students and early career professionals who face barriers to entry into the field and who are deciding to forge ahead anyway. They are the emerging leaders. Oh, thought that was gonna be sound. Let's give it up for our emerging leaders. I actually want to invite any of our emerging leaders who are in the room, past or present, to give a quick stand so we can acknowledge you all in the room. We got a couple right here. We got some right here. I'm so proud and thankful for this group. You all can be seated. I'm so proud and thankful for this group because really, this is the most exciting thing that I get to do, is to be a part of this community of emerging leaders. I really could go on, but I really thought it would be better if you heard from some of our emerging leaders themselves. So, without further ado, joining us to share a little bit more about who they are and what their journey is, please welcome Orada Oleta and Aaliyah Collins to the stage.
Hi, everyone. My name is Aaliyah Collins. I live and work here on the south side of Chicago. I work for Blacks and Green. Maybe folks saw the keynote yesterday. But we are working to create a sustainable square mile in West Woodlawn on the south side. Outside of that, I also work with historically Black colleges and universities to help them build gardens on the campus to increase their mental health. So I'm really excited to be here, and I look forward to the rest of the conference.
Okay, I'm gonna say what up though, and y'all gonna say what up, okay? What up, though? I hear you. So my name is Arada Jerrion-Lainta. I am the founder and executive director of Chip Back Project, Chipping In. We're an upcycling nonprofit that focuses on taking Mylar products in the form of chip bags, so your potato chip bags. If you ever felt one, they're super light. We've actually been able to collect 2.5 million pounds since we started 3 years ago, and we upcycle all of those potato chip bags into sleeping bags for people who are displaced and nomadic. People call them homeless people, but we decided to use those words. And we're also an honorary mention here at the Reusies. Super, super excited. Woo, woo! Super duper excited to not only be an emerging leader here in this program, but also to get to showcase my nonprofit. Make sure you follow us on social media at Chip Back Project.
Put this back up to my height. I'm so proud, again, of this program and of both Arada and Aaliyah. I could go, again, on and on about this amazing group, but we're gonna just make sure that you all take a chance, especially during our commercial break, to say hi to our emerging leaders, meet some new friends, and get connected with that next generation. Because trust me, you're gonna want those folks in your network, honestly. So, now, we're gonna learn a little bit more about this year's Reusies Community and Activist winners. Because there's so much going on, amazing work happening in, excuse me, give me 1 second. You need the cue cards. And now, we're gonna learn a little bit more about this year's Reusies Community and Activist winners. Because there's so much amazing work happening in so many cities and communities across so many places that's deserving of recognition and support, Upstream decided that we couldn't just pick one. So that's why we have today 3 communities and 3 activists to spotlight. First, we're gonna hear about the Community of the Year winners. Here to introduce them are 2 people from Upstream who work closely with local communities on a daily basis. They are Local Reuse Manager Macy Zander and Reuse Networks Manager Mel Young. Please welcome them to the stage.
Thanks, Brian. So at Upstream, we know that the beating heart of the reuse movement lies with the communities, the coalitions, NGOs, and networks that are on the ground organizing, advocating, and tirelessly working to create real and lasting change. The Community of the Year Award recognizes exceptional groups who have dedicated themselves to making reuse a reality. These organizations have shown us that the path to a more sustainable future is paved with creativity, collaboration, and a steadfast commitment to advancing reuse.
Their missions are diverse, providing refurbished mobility equipment to people in need at Maryland Durable Medical Equipment Reuse, empowering students with the tools to bring reuse to their campuses with the Post-Landfill Action Network, and bringing activists, small businesses, and local nonprofits together to end plastic waste at Plastic Free MKE. But each shares a clear dedication to reducing the environmental impacts of waste and to fostering a sense of belonging and empowerment within their communities. We're proud to honor the Reusies Community of the Year winners and excited for you all to learn more about them.
My name is Patrick O'Malley. I had a spinal cord injury back in September of 2023. I was swimming in the ocean and got pummeled by a wave that drove me into the ocean floor and broke my neck. At University of Maryland Rehabilitation, it was a big dilemma of how I was going to leave the facility and get home. I needed to have the proper equipment for safety reasons. I was introduced to Maryland Reuse and Ian and his team.
Maryland Durable Medical Equipment Reuse is a service that provides mobility equipment to individuals in need. Individuals who are insured or who are uninsured often have difficulties in obtaining the equipment they need. Oftentimes there are supply chain delays, there are manufacturer shortages, individuals don't have the means to pay out of pocket. A side effect of this program is the environmental benefit. What we do is we collect equipment by donation. All equipment is sanitized, repaired, and then made available for reuse. We then provide that equipment to individuals with any illness, injury, or disability, regardless of their age, free of charge. The Department of Aging is really proud of this program because it allows us to provide healthy longevity. We assist individuals, we're able to help them live healthily, improve their quality of life, become more independent, discharged from a hospital or facility to live at home safely in a comfortable environment.
The care of my family at home, being able to sleep, has really helped the healing process.
Thank you.
It's just amazing that people had this idea to help people in need.
It's our hope that this program can be replicated around the country or around the world. We've created the unofficial handbook for what we're hoping can be something that can be recreated elsewhere beyond Maryland.
Clean water is so important to our community here in Milwaukee.
Every piece of plastic that's ever been made still exists in some form, that they just become smaller and smaller pieces and they're not going away.
Most Americans are eating a credit card-sized amount of plastic every week. And a lot of the very small plastic is getting into our bloodstream and into our brains and into our other organs. And that's really scary.
It's really important for us to face this challenge at a local level, at a community-based level.
Plastic Free MKE is this amazing, inspiring movement made of individuals like Mino, organizations like Milwaukee Riverkeeper. The city is involved. We've got businesses like Devon at Crafty Cow and the Two Birds Events Group coming at the big problem of plastic pollution. We're coming at it from a lot of different perspectives. We've got so many groups who are coming together and sharing that knowledge and really working to build this collaborative movement in Milwaukee. From a human health perspective, we're looking at how it's impacting the environment, how it's impacting our communities. All of those things come back to justice. How can we make this a movement that supports people who don't have the resources to do this work on their own? If we make these changes systemic, then everyone has access to those benefits.
It's important for the business community to be a part of the plastic-free effort because we're the ones that really give the consumers what we have available to them. And if they're buying something from us, they don't really get a choice of whether it's going to be a plastic bag or a compostable bag. It's pretty much our duty to make sure that we provide them with the necessary means to be able to do it in their lives too.
If we really want to see less waste, less litter within our community, we need to stop it at the source. And the source is single-use plastic. So it made a lot of sense for us to team up with the folks that were starting kind of this movement and really enhance it.
I'm hoping for this like snowball effect for students to eventually just care more about the environment.
We are trying to take down systems and to change lifestyles and to build a better, healthier community. We need to leave this world a better place for the next generation, and that coalition building is essential. We don't want to duplicate efforts. We don't want to recreate the wheel. We know we can go farther together. We know we can do more together, and we need to have all different levels of the community involved.
Every day I wake up and I'm seeing all of these changes happening. I'm seeing more businesses get involved, more community members, more individuals reaching out to be a part of this movement and to help us grow. And I'm so excited to see the changes that we're making together. I just have so much hope for our community, for our future, and for Milwaukee.
Zero waste is very important under the lens of environmental injustice. A lot of marginalized communities are left to deal with the brunt of waste, landfills that are in close proximity to them, which affects their livelihood, their health, as well as their ability to enjoy their environment or the environment around them.
I think we all understand the importance of reducing our waste in terms of the climate crisis,
and doing our part. And I think having access to these reusable to-go containers through our day-to-day is one of the best solutions for reducing our waste and therefore impacting the climate crisis in a positive way.
I think our work with Plan, really bringing in an outside perspective and bringing in an outside analysis was really insightful for understanding the issues that we face at Williams.
Plan is a 10-year-old nonprofit organization that is dedicated to uplifting and inspiring student leaders to work towards zero-waste solutions on their college campuses. Our network of student leaders on college campuses across the country are working together to identify solutions to zero waste. For example, with reusable to-go programs, we're looking to identify best practices and opportunities to implement solutions that work at the systematic scale. So as campuses implement pilot programs and trial and test solutions, we're documenting that, and then we're building models and case studies to figure out what it would look like to fully systematically eliminate single-use disposable plastics at all food service facilities on all college campuses. At Plan, we're creating opportunities for students to connect with each other, to share ideas and best practices, to troubleshoot solutions, to understand the challenges and the opportunities, and to be able to figure out a way forward to build systems and logistics to reduce waste on campus.
Wow. Wow, that's amazing. I actually didn't know about most of those organizations, but I'm so moved and inspired by that work. My background is in community organizing, youth development, and activism, and I'm very familiar with the level of passion that it takes to day in and day out be in partnership and in community with disadvantaged and underserved communities. And so I'm very, very, very glad to see that this work is happening. With that being said, we actually have a few people in the audience here today who are representing our Community of the Year winners. Can you all please stand and everyone give them a round of applause? Are you all here today? I think we got them over here. Thank you all for your work. So now, to introduce this year's Activist of the Year winners, please welcome Environmental Justice and Recruitment Manager for the U.S. Plastics Pact, and one of the Reusies Selection Committee members, and most importantly, an emerging leader himself, Grant Rodriguez-Amlani. Please come to the stage.
Good afternoon, y'all. It is my distinct privilege to introduce the remarkable individuals who are shaping a more sustainable future for us all. The Reuse Activist of the Year Award celebrates the extraordinary efforts of those who champion refill and reuse solutions in their communities, igniting change and inspiring others to do likewise. These folks are not just activists for a greener planet, they're catalysts for transformation. From pioneering zero waste projects, helping shape reuse policy, and spearheading community-wide sustainability campaigns, these three activists, Kendra Schneider, Elisa Shargorodsky, and Maria Gastelamendi, embody the spirit of resilience, resourcefulness, and determination. Let's hear their stories.
Kendra Schneider, founder of Takeout Takeout, has been championing reuse in the Lansing, Michigan area for the past 3 years. Tired of seeing greener solutions taking shape in more progressive states, she decided to do what no one was doing in her area and test out her own circular economy. After being met with great enthusiasm by businesses and customers, she's continuing to expand. Takeout Takeout is more than just taking the trash out of takeout. It's about empowering communities who often feel overlooked. She believes that if we want to see real change across the globe, everyone needs access and the ability to participate and that we need to think globally and act locally for this to work.
It's important to work on local levels, on a global level, so we can all have policies in place to protect not only our communities, but ones outside of our borders.
Elisa Shargorodsky is the founder and director of Ecosystems, a nonprofit championing circular economy practices within the grocery and food sectors. An urban studies and design graduate from the University of Pennsylvania, Elisa has supported impactful sustainability projects across various local and national government agencies, such as the Philadelphia Health and Water Authority. At Ecosystems, Elisa is dedicated to making reuse practices widely accessible, especially in underserved communities. She also serves as a voting member of PR3, who is creating a global standard for reuse.
The food service industry needs to be properly subsidized. We have tons of subsidies going to fossil fuel industries. Why can we not redirect those to go to our small businesses to help them do reuse projects?
Maria Gastelumendi has operated the Rising Loafer Cafe and Bakery, along with co-owner Ahmed Shibli, for the past 20 years. An immigrant from the Andes, Maria grew up in villages, where she learned the fundamental values of the relationship between food, land, and planet. This triangular relationship, when in balance, is a recipe for a balanced society. The Rising Loafer Cafe and Bakery gives Maria the opportunity to share these values by operating sustainably and organically through conservation, recycling, and repurposing. In addition, Maria is an active volunteer in Lafayette, influencing legislation that addresses environmental issues.
I believe that the planet is not an endless resource for us to use and dispose, that we need to conserve, and conserve has been my principle as a Quechua person, native of this land. We need to solve our issues because we are the biggest polluters in the planet, United States. We need to set the values to be role models for a better world. And that should be our principle.
Wow, it's incredible to see how a single person's care and willpower can resonate and ripple out and cause such beautiful changes to take place. It's interesting because whenever I hear about a big corporation saying that reuse is too hard to pull off or that they're waiting on consumers to ask for it, I look at these activists and I look at these communities who are just simply willing to make it happen. They're not talking about how hard it is or waiting for permission, they just do it. And they're accomplishing amazing things in the process. So maybe, just maybe, big corporations that are more resistant to change could learn a little something from these folks. Just as an observation. What do you all think? All right, cool. Glad to know we're on the same page, all right? But really, we know some of them might need a little bit of help to see the light, and they need the case to be made. They need to see what's possible and, ultimately, yes, what's profitable. Laws, regulations, and standards all need to be clear, and sometimes, many times, misconceptions need to be broken down. And so here to talk a little bit about this and more, from someone who knows a thing or two about this topic and who was actually the very first Reusies Activist of the Year, when she was CEO of Don't Waste Durham, we have Crystal Dreisbach. Please, welcome.
Thank you, Bryan. First, I want to acknowledge all the Reusies winners and finalists. Their work is very, very dear to my heart. I think you all know where I came from. Community activism, crying at night every day, trying to iterate and build something that didn't exist. I think I share in solidarity with all of you. To the core, I think in our very DNA, we're people who problem solve and we want to make a lasting difference. So what I want to talk to you all about right now is a fresh perspective. What do we call this thing that all of us at this conference are working toward? From all the angles, each in our own unique ways, We are fixing a massive systems design flaw that is our culture of waste. Our society has built systems economic machines that make wasting way too easy. When companies sell us products in single-use packaging, which is most of the time we consumers buy them, when we're done with our food or beverage or our product package, we're lucky if the right receptacle is around or if there's even a market for what we're putting in it. What all of us are doing is retooling, redesigning the systems and the economic machines that are going to lead us toward a new culture of reuse, or as many would say, return to the culture of reuse that our society once had. Let's take a moment to look around and recognize that in this very room are the people, organizations, companies, government agencies, and funders who are all working on retooling those systems that have gotten us into this mess. We are the ones we've been waiting for. There is no one entity that can or is frankly responsible for fixing a systems level design flaw. I hope we can work together. I want us to all map out what each of our entities is contributing to the great tipping point and unite around it. Let's radically collaborate. What does radical collaboration look like? It means rival companies thinking pre-competitively together. What if they did something together? What if government and funders and reuse movement experts put their minds together and saw the convergence, the intersection of how reuse can meet everyone's goals, from government climate goals to economic and workforce development goals to community wealth building, and doing business practices that just make sense. I got into this work after working in an entirely different sector. I would call myself an environmentalist, but I do believe this circular reuse movement goes far beyond environmental outcomes. I came into this work to think even bigger, to create a circular reuse economy that gets us to the well-being in all areas of society and human quality of life. Our vision at Upstream is an environmentally sustainable world, but we also want this because it's how business is going to improve its practices, how we can make longer game, future-forward, systems-level decisions, and make sure our communities are resilient and thriving. This burgeoning new reuse industry is the operational and economic powerhouse behind a societal shift away from our waste culture. We have to grow it and support it in all the ways. And Upstream has its theory of change, and we could talk all day about that, but I hope you'll stick around until the end of this Reusies show, because we have prepared for all of you the session of this conference, the one you've all been waiting for, which is 4 illustrious panelists that will give us all the answers to the big question: what is the secret sauce to get reuse to be widespread, for heaven's sakes? I'm so proud to be part of this movement, seeing at the table all of the perspectives and angles. We have to be a choir, not soloists. Radically collaborate to get to the new economy, the one that we all want to see, the one the world needs and checks all the boxes. Thank you.
I love that. Radical collaboration. It's going to take all of us, not just consumers, producers, government, and everybody to pitch in to get to this reusable and sustainable future. And so thank you so much, Crystal. We're now getting to some exciting reveals. Yes, we're talking about the most innovative finalists who are here in the audience, and in short order, we are going to be finding out the winners of this illustrious category. To introduce the finalists of the Consumer Packaged Goods, or CPG, we have last year's CPG winner. Please welcome the dynamic Genco, CEO of Generation Conscious. Yes, sir. Thank you.
All right. Hello, 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 circular economy advocates, community members, investors, lovers, I see you. So I'm absolutely jazzed, to be celebrating these 3 companies at the very forefront of innovative, bleeding-edge consumer packaged goods companies, and to pass the torch to a new winner with the responsibility of advocating and pushing for economic and environmental justice. These finalists have surprised me in the way that they're redefining the way that we purchase these goods while reducing our reliance on disposable packaging. So this award is honoring these pioneering companies that are not just normalizing reuse, but they're also making it accessible to all people with a specific focus on intentionally exploited communities, all while championing a regenerative, equitable, circular economy. So with effective problem solving and also world-changing visions, these companies are really and truly proving that sustainability and convenience don't need to be mutually exclusive. So from sustainable rentals to refillable medicine solutions and to zero waste vending machines, these CPG finalists are helping to create a more sustainable circular economy. So before we find out the winner, let's take a second and really see how they're going to pitch themselves.
Combining 3 generations of pharmaceutical experience and over a decade of social innovation and mission-driven expertise, Cabinet Health builds on a pharmaceutical supply chain utilizing a sustainable philosophy of reuse. They launched a new model of reusable packaging in healthcare, patenting a refillable medicine system for over-the-counter remedies, translating to a pound of plastic reduction every time a household switches over to Cabinet. Their team has since expanded to prescriptions and other medical consumables, and they're not stopping there. Cabinet aims to eliminate single-use plastic from healthcare entirely, using principles of reuse to transform the industry and beyond. Good Filling is pioneering the future of sustainable consumption with its innovative, patent-pending technology. Their card reader-enabled zero-waste vending machines are capable of dispensing a wide array of liquid CPG products, from home and personal care products to beverages and cooking oils. Designed for versatility and accessibility, these machines support bring-your-own purchasing, encouraging consumers to refill their own containers and reduce packaging waste. Developing technology to handle solid goods, frequently found in the bulk section of a grocery store, Good Filling is bridging sustainability, affordability, and convenience, and is making circular choices easier for everyone. Green Gooding is New York City's first circular appliance rental system for a cleaner, greener city. Their journey began in 2022 with a simple yet powerful vision: to redefine the way we experience our lives at home, especially in spaces as intimate and vibrant as New York. Founded amidst the bustling neighborhoods of Greenpoint and Williamsburg, they set out to challenge the norm of ownership in a city known for its compact living and boundless spirit. By encouraging New Yorkers to rent rather than own, they're not only addressing the practical challenges of limited space, but also supporting a culture of sharing and reusing. Every rental with Green Gooding is a step towards reducing clutter and minimizing waste. It's about choosing to extend the life of appliances and goods, ensuring they remain in use and out of landfills. Their on-demand service is designed to be seamless and accessible, ensuring that everyone can participate in this movement.
I'm nervous. So before I announce the winner, I just want to say that we have this beautiful winner inside of this Lime Loop reusable mailer. And because we got money this year, the winners are getting a custom live engraved reusable water bottle with their name on it. We got money. I'm nervous. Cabinet Health.
This is very cool. Well, first of all, there is no speech prepared because Petros and what Francois are doing is absolutely incredible. I have already, this morning, getting a chance to learn more about what you guys are doing. I'm taking notes and can't wait to partner. And I think that's the spirit of what Reusies is from a collaboration standpoint. So to share a little bit, my name's Russ. I'm the co-founder and president of Cabinet Health. You saw a little bit about the video, but to share a little bit about what the company does, we have invented a refillable and compostable medicine system. Today, we call ourselves a sustainable healthcare company, which is really just a big dare for us to always be better, because we know we're not going to be quite there at the present. But what we do right now is we have over-the-counter medicines, we have our own digital pharmacy, and in the spirit of collaboration, we want to give all of our answers of packaging innovation to the bigger players that might not be in this room today, but helping actually accelerate sustainable healthcare in the broader industry. To share what that means in terms of our vision of what that looks like for people, we want a world where you go to your cabinet and everything that you need for your health, for the health of your children, is circular, plastic reducing, refillable. We want a world where you go to a pharmacy and that aisle is not riddled with plastic, forcing us to make a decision between the health of our loved ones and the health of the planet. And we want a world where all of the back-end systems are actually circular, as you shared. So that's who we are, and this is an incredible event. And I am so honored from the Upstream team. I'll share that what this award means to us is so much more than just a nod to some of the hard work that the team's doing. It's really a welcomed gesture of encouragement that as founders and as young innovators, you need a little bit of these boosts of love because it is not an easy space. But that's what this award means to us. We're a young company. We hit about 1 million customers, getting about to 25 million in revenue, but that's just a drop in the bucket. When we think about what this award means to us, it means really an invitation for us to continually be bold. For us, it means an invitation to, we will make mistakes and that we have new friends and communities to be able to get our backs, and I am proudly holding the mantle. So thank you so much for the opportunity, and congratulations, finalists. You guys are awesome. We will partner together. We'll submit one together next year, right? So thank you very much.
Amazing, amazing. Congratulations again, Cabinet Health. Give them one more round of applause. And thank you to all of our CPG finalists. Continuing on with the exciting reveals, our next category up is the most innovative reuse company in food and beverage. And once again, we are pleased to bring up last year's winner in the category to the stage to announce this one. Please welcome Caroline Vanderlip, CEO and founder of Redish.
Hello, everybody. Good afternoon. It's good to be with you today. It's good to share this moment with the finalists and this year's winner in food and beverage. It was an honor for Redish to be recognized last year, and I hope in the same way that the folks from Cabinet Health just mentioned, it is a very collaborative environment, and when we won last year, we made a lot of new friends that really helped, and I wish that for this year's winner as well. This award honors companies who are helping us shift from a disposable mindset when it comes to our food and beverage packaging to one that enables sustainability, reduces waste, and leads to an improved consumer experience. With their innovative packaging solutions, circular supply chains, and thoughtful designs, excuse me, the three finalists you're about to meet are leading the charge towards greener, more resilient infrastructure for our food and beverage systems. I hope you're as impressed as I am by what these businesses are doing to advance reuse, to reduce our reliance on disposable products, and to move us towards healthier and more sustainable ways of living.
California-based Buoy offers an app-based foodware reuse model with thoughtfully sourced material and a strong 90% return rate. The company, which has designed and manufactured 4 types of reusable dishware with more in production, serves festivals, film productions, municipal restaurants, and schools, including working with local Native American communities through one of its college programs. Their foodware products are 100% recycled, 100% recyclable, made in California in a solar-powered plant. Working collaboratively with wineries to design standardized reusable wine bottles that slash carbon emissions and divert waste, Revino is transforming the wine industry by building out localized, comprehensive circular economies in respective wine regions across the nation, starting in Oregon. Their bottles can be washed and reused 50 times and break even on carbon emissions after just the 3rd reuse. They currently partner with 60 wineries in Oregon, with interest from wineries across 9 states. Revino fosters a spirit of community and environmental responsibility, building a sustainable future for the wine industry one bottle at a time. Cadea is changing the way we think about hydration with its patented closed-loop beverage system that aims to eliminate single-use bottles forever. Similar to vending machines, Cadea's stations conveniently and quickly dispense filtered water along with carbonated and flavored beverages in reusable stainless steel bottles. When done with the bottle, consumers return it to any station in their network, where it is autonomously cleaned, sanitized, inspected, and refilled, all within the same location. Cadea is like bike sharing, but for bottles, and is slowly but surely reshaping the way we hydrate on the go.
You sure I have the right one here, right? This is not a La La Land, right? All right, so this year's most innovative reusee in food and beverage goes to Cadea. I like these, Upstream. You should give them to last year's award winners.
Wow. Well, when I started Cadea, I had a dream that we would win one of these awards. So this is literally a dream come true. I want to thank, of course, Reusies and Upstream. You give us all a target and something to remember when we're all out there alone doing our thing. You know, listening to the Indisposables podcast just reminds me that there's people out there doing this and that you all see the same future and we're all building toward that same future. And to echo a common theme from the rest of the day, you know, a rising tide really does raise all boats in this case. Talking about reuse, putting reuse on the map helps every single one of our companies continue to succeed. The last thing I'll say is we are a Chicago-based company, so it's really sweet, to win here in our hometown and here in the Midwest. And it was very intentional that we chose to build our business here because we believe, and this has been said a few times as well, we believe that for sustainability to scale, it must be accessible. And we've designed our business and our business model to focus on blue-collar, Midwestern companies and populations. And we believe that that is a foundation not only from justice perspective, but it forces us to be economically competitive from day one. And it sets an example that will not only very easily scale to all the coasts, but is a globally scalable model as well. So thanks all of you for being a part of this community, and keep cranking, keep jamming. One of the quotes I really like these days is, "Hope must be loud." And so, just keep being loud and get the word out about what we're all doing. Thanks so much.
I think I'm going to come over here. Nice little change of scenery. Huge congrats again to Kadea. And again, thank you so much to the fantastic finalists here today. Give Kadea a round of applause one more time. So, our next guest joining is someone who works in the sports world, who I'm really, really excited to talk to, especially having been a former athlete myself. We're going to talk about sports a little bit. So as an award-winning creative director and copywriter, Robin Raj has contributed to some of the world's best-known brands for over 3 decades. Today, Robin leads Citizen Group, building citizen brands and developing purpose-driven campaigns and pro-social initiatives for clients such as Amnesty International, Bloomberg Philanthropy, Cisco, the cities of San Francisco and Phoenix, Pabst Brewing, Stanford Medicine, USA Network, Embassy Universal, United Nations, University of California, and Walmart, just to name a few. And over the years, Robin has been a leader in using the power of media to advance sustainability goals for companies around the globe. Robin's work also helped support the rise of the green sports movement. Through his defining work with the National Resource Defense Council, sports leagues like the MLB, NHL, and NBA, and teams like the Philadelphia Eagles. And he now sits on the board of the Green Sports Alliance, which is what we're going to learn a little bit more about today. And so with that, I'd love to welcome Robin Raj to the stage, and a nice little seat right here. Right. So welcome, Robin.
Thank you, thank you.
Yeah. And so, as we just saw, several of our awards today spotlight innovation. We're talking about businesses that are ideating service models, helping us envision new and more sustainable ways of interacting with products and packaging. And so, given that you're on the board of the Green Sports Alliance, or GSA, can you tell us a little bit more about the role that sports and innovation play in growing the reuse economy?
Yes, well, good to be with this tribe, this beautiful community. And, I'm really here today, I think, to just mash up these communities. There's such overlap in the sports entertainment sector and the models that are being piloted and deployed around reuse. But to back up for a minute, the arc of GSA started in about 2004, but roots in NRDC, as you mentioned, and the work of originally Dr. Alan Hershkowitz, and his team at NRDC that saw the vast cultural market influence of sports and the opportunity to reform sports systems within the context of facilities, and a lot of back-of-the-house work that was done in the first decade. But one of the irretractable problems remains reuse, Moneyball, and entrenched interest, entrenched systems. But, it's through the process, as Upstream well knows, of constructive engagement and persistence and new models that are now starting to take hold so we can, in fact, eradicate single use. And, I love the work of Upstream, the podcast as well, I was going to mention, and the fact that they're setting a bar as a race to the top. that everybody here, exemplified by the innovators themselves, are pursuing. And that's the beautiful aspect of this.
Certainly is. It certainly is. And you mentioned Upstream. We're going to talk about them in a second. You mentioned how sustainability in sports and entertainment is kind of having a moment right now. And I understand you and GSA and Upstream are working on an exciting project. Can you tell us a little bit more about it?
Yeah, it's a collaboration with Upstream and many other cohorts. Break Free from Plastic, U.S. Plastics Pack, Plastic Pollution Coalition, working on a reuse playbook for sports and entertainment. So that encompasses, of course, festivals as well as arenas, venues, not only in the context of professional leagues, but also importantly, colleges and all the action that's happening on college campuses. So it tries to aggregate that, create a best practices playbook with resources that I think everybody here will appreciate, kind of in a one-stop thing that's going to be iterative naturally in terms of volumes. But the first one is coming out in June. So that's good. Part and parcel of that, is a challenge not dissimilar to the great work that the Reusies is doing, but it's in the context of sports and entertainment reuse, called the Play to Zero Reuse Challenge. And there will be 2 awards that will be given out, one for the most ambitious project to scale within the context of sports. So that's the product, the plan, the partners that is, extensible, scalable. And then once fully commissioned, there'll be another, recognition and award for that achievement. So it's the start of the same kind of persistence, mirror image to, the great work that the Reusies are doing, but in the context of sports. And would like these communities to come together in a more intentional way.
I love that. I love that. I love the concept of a playbook, especially in connection to sports. Well, Robin, I really appreciate your time, and thank you for taking the time to come up here.
Absolutely.
Can we give Robin a round of applause, please? Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Yes, sir. Good. I think I'm gonna come back over here. All right. So, thank you again, Robin, for a great talk. Well, the moment is here. The moment has come. The moment has arrived. Our last award of the evening in fashion and apparel. And we're so excited to find out who that's going to be, right? All right, cool. Come on, y'all. We got one more to go. Let's do it. Okay. So, joining us now to introduce the next set of finalists and to make the grand reveal, we have Vice President of Policy and Education at Fashion Revolution, Michelle Gabriel.
Hello, everyone. We're almost there. Fashion also is like the flashiest, no offense, like CPG. So get excited. We're all wearing fashion today, so we all have a stake in the solutions we're going to see today. So I'm honored to be with you as we learn more about the finalists in the fashion and apparel category. And just a little context, this is the second year for this category. It wasn't always with Upstream and the Reusies, so we're really excited to be incentivizing really awesome solutions and novel innovations for this sector. And I'm excited to announce the winner. These innovative companies understand that the future of fashion lies not in the disposable trends, but in timeless, sustainable practices that honor both the planet and its people. I'm personally very excited to shine a spotlight on some of these companies that are enabling reuse and repair models in an industry where eco-friendly practices have significant room to grow. We're saying that conservatively. The solutions that we're going to see may seem simple, but it's really hard if you're not part of the sector to understand how deep the complexities are here and how nascent we are. So we're really excited to see things like reusing hangers and accessories, repairing shoes, bringing clothing swaps online. But I assure you that these logistics and the technologies behind these solutions are quite complex, and they're very, very impressive in a global system like fashion. Before the big reveal, let's watch and learn more.
Since 1989, Pact Retail Accessories, a division of Pact Group, has been working with top global fashion retailers to pioneer a global standard reuse model. Over 30 years, their superior service has helped them steadily expand their global reuse platform that allows their partners to achieve reuse rates of over 80% in many cases. Today, they reuse over 1 billion hanger units per year, servicing a network of more than 2,500 garment manufacturers and over 8,000 stores across the globe. Popular global retailers endorse Pact's reuse model, which provides industry-leading return rates, service levels, and financial gains through competitive rebates and low costs. Cobbler Shop is on a mission to modernize the leather goods repair experience for consumers and repair shops. They offer an on-demand repair service for consumers and are building an all-in-one business management and point-of-sale solution for repair shops to help the industry meet consumer expectations and increasing interest in sustainability and circularity. Their goal is to make repair mainstream, accessible, and convenient, and become the first choice over buying new. In a world overwhelmed by fast fashion and overflowing closets, Rack's founder Marley Alice and her team saw an opportunity to revolutionize the way people dressed. Rack's, an innovative platform that connects fashion-forward individuals, offers a curated marketplace where users can borrow and lend their closets. Driven by sustainability, they encourage a shift towards conscious consumption and bringing down fashion waste. With each rental, consumers reduce their water, waste, and carbon emissions by 8%, while Rack's empowers its community to make a stylish statement and champion the circular economy.
I just got this really top secret thing. They threatened my life if I looked at this before right now. So you are the first to hear about this. It's very exciting. The most innovative reuse company in apparel and fashion is Cobbler Shop.
Yeah, I have my co-founder here, Leslie. So this is very exciting. I know. Almost 2 years ago, we set out to modernize repair and make it mainstream again so that repair becomes the first choice over buying new. And to win an award like this is very validating. We have been in the trenches with our startup, and it's always nice to get some recognition, but also just validating that this is like very beneficial in promoting fashion repair and its very essential role in reuse and circularity. So thank you to everyone. I don't know, Leslie, if you have anything to say, but
thank you. I'll repeat something said earlier that I loved. That is, keep hope loud.
Yeah.
Our whole idea really started because we were personally frustrated that we couldn't find places to repair our belongings anymore, and we wanted to make it easy. We still think there's a huge hole here. We're doing our best to build this and scale this, but thank you. This is amazing.
Yeah.
You can tell how prepared we were. We weren't expecting to win this. Thank you, everybody.
Thank you.
Appreciate it.
Amazing. Can we give College Shop one more round of applause? Incredible, incredible, incredible. And congrats to all this year's finalists and this year's winners. I truly can't say enough about how inspired I am by each and every one of you and your work. Well, with that being said, this concludes the awards portion of the show, but I want you to stay here because there's so much more in store. Don't go anywhere because we're going to be announcing the winners of our Reusies giveaway, could be with somebody in this room, during the break. So in the meantime, we're going to get up, we're going to stretch, we're going to grab some water, we're going to mingle, we're going to say hi to any emerging leaders that are still in the room, and afterwards, there's going to be a live panel where we're going to explore the secret sauce to scaling reuse. So you're going to want to make sure you come back because you don't want to miss it. But in the meantime, that's my time, y'all. It's been such a pleasure to be here as your host today. Thank you so much to Upstream. Thank you so much to Ben. Thank you so much to Vanessa, the entire team. They do such an amazing, amazing job making me feel comfortable, giving me a platform, giving us all a platform and a space where we can actually celebrate the reuse movement in its totality. And so I hope today has gotten you excited to get on board with the reuse movement if you aren't already. I imagine many of you all are. And so from here, you can go visit upstreamsolutions.org, that is upstreamsolutions.org, to find out ways to participate in networks, coalitions, and much, much more. And don't forget to definitely sign up for their mailing list where you can get to know some of the Upstream staff that I just mentioned who are here in the room today. And together, let's remember, we can reimagine the future, let's embrace reuse, and let's make waste a thing of the past. Thank you so much for your time. Let's take a break, y'all.
The need for packaging alternatives that protect the integrity of the environment is really more critical than ever.
What began as an interest in zero waste and a curiosity has now turned into, for me, activism.
It's truly a closed loop cycle in every sense.
We're bringing these stakeholders together in an effort to build Miami's circular economy and help drive Miami towards becoming a leader in environmental resilience.
And we also surpassed 4 million pounds of waste diverted from landfill through our washing efforts, which we're really, really pleased about.
We have kept over 10,000 garments out of the landfill and in people's closets through repair and alterations.